Hi guys, for those that don't know me, I'm Abigail. For those that do, hey, welcome back. So, today's a little bit different and it's based on something that's come up recently. And so I was asked about it, which does mean that it's going to be a slightly long video, and for that I apologise, but there's no way to condense it. So many years ago, I was teaching tarot and psychic awareness through the TAFEs in Western Australia, in Perth, um, for our overseas people, that's college. So I was offering two courses, tarot and psychic awareness. One of the things I realised during that time is I needed to create a handbook to go with it. So I started taking notes from all the classes I did, specifically for tarot more than the psychic awareness, which then did go on to become a book. We made the decision to privately publish the book so we could control where the book went, as it was a handbook for psychics learning tarot and it wasn't suitable for everyone. We have done a second edition, but we're still at the point on deciding, do we publish privately and limit where it goes, make sure it only goes to psychics, or do we do it big scale? I'm leaning on the side of I would rather it only go to those that I'm teaching, even though the second edition is more geared for people learning for themselves. So during my time teaching at the TAFEs, I ended up going over to Melbourne and being involved in an international tarot conference that was held in Melbourne, and that led to, well, don't I look young there? That led me to doing an article for an Australian magazine. So one of the things about specifically psychic tarot is you know things about your client maybe nobody knows, especially things like abortions, miscarriages, rapes. Do you want to put that all out in public? Do you want other people to know about it? Things like child abuse will come up. A lot of stuff that people wouldn't want out there does come up with tarot, and that's something that we have to think about when we're going into tarot or readings or speaking to spirits. What do we want our reputation to be? Do we want people to think we're not to be trusted because we're going to gossip? Or do we want people to know that this is a safe space, they can do and say whatever they need to say and it's not going to be spread? So part of why this has come up is there's a difference between entertainment as a reader or as a psychic to being a psychic, and some choose to be entertainers, and that's fine, but an entertainer is not going to be able to provide that kind of information. You're not going to see an entertainer go, oh yeah, you had an abortion and you're still struggling with your grief, or your dad cheated on your mum, or your dad beat your mum. It's not going to make for good television, so it's not going to be there. And I think we have to be a little bit careful with creating this illusion that in real life we don't get to put filters on, have beautiful shiny teeth, always be smiling. That's not reality. We don't get to only share the good stuff. That isn't what people come for. People come often because their lives are hard. So when I wrote the book, and this is also in the magazine, I wrote a list of things that I asked those that studied with me to consider. Now, these aren't particularly rules, these are things that we open debate. We talk about where's your line, where do you stand ethically and morally, okay? So, tarot allows us, so I'm reading this. Tarot allows us, through pictures and symbolism, a greater insight into people's lives. It is important that we treat the cards and ourselves with respect and ethics. There is not a code of conduct required when you have abilities, but it's for each of us to find our own way. So these are the rules that I stick by. You never read into someone else's life without their permission. Okay? And the laws of karma exist in this the same as we do with all life. So if you are going to deliberately misread someone, you're opening yourself up to karma. Do not use someone else's belief in you as a way of pushing your own opinions. So if someone believes you, you don't use that belief for your own agenda. Okay? You will be privy as a reader, whether it's a channel, tarot, runes, crystal ball, you'll be privy to information that is private and confidential. And it is really important, if you want a career in this area, that you respect and you keep that. Remember, children and siblings have the right of privacy too. With children, their behaviour still affects us. So with children, what we can do is say, how is my child's behaviour going to impact me? So if it comes up that financially they're going to carry on being a drain on you, that could mean that they're unemployed, or that could mean that they're at uni. They're unlikely to be a financial drain on you if they've got a job and moved out. So that's how you find out without actually crossing that line into their privacy. So you can read into someone else's life, but you have to stay within the boundaries of what they need to know or what they want to know. It's not for you to go and just have a look for yourself because you're interested. Oh, where does this go? Oh, did they do this? It's none of your business. You stay within what they need or want to know. It's important as a reader that you remember what it's like to be read for. So reading for yourself is really important. The noise in the background is my cat has come to join us. Of course he has. So do not allow your beliefs, morals or opinions about your reading to be projected onto others. So I'm a pagan. It's not my place to be pushing any kind of pagan agenda. I read for many different cultures and many different religions, and it's not my place to try and convert anyone. We're not missionaries. It's important that we remember we are not missionaries. We are psychics. Okay. So he's only putting his tail on today. Okay. So you've got to trust your own judgment to do the right thing. So often when we're not in that bubble of actually doing the reading, we have self-doubts. We all do. And And it doesn't matter whether you've been in it 2 weeks or 20 years. There are going to be moments where you're like, oh God, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? This is Salem. He's my familiar. Um, but once you get into that bubble and sit down and start reading, it just flows. So you have to believe in the process, and you have to believe in your own judgment. You are never given more information than the person can handle. They might not like it, but they can handle it. Okay? Do for others what you would hope they would do if your positions were reversed. You wouldn't like to be ripped off, so don't rip anyone else off. Death these days is now a variable thanks to medical science, and alternative healers. So it's unethical to give a date of death, saying that if you ever see ill health, it should be indicated, okay, so that they can go and seek help. A big one, and I see this not happening as much as it should. If you don't know, admit it. Admit that you don't know. Don't lead someone down the garden path pretending you know all if you don't know. Just admit you don't know. It's, they may be looking for information that's not even there or not even relevant, but they won't know that for 12 months that this question that they had wasn't even relevant. Big thing, please do nothing to discredit other readers. Just don't. We already have so many people trying to discredit us. We don't need people in our own midst trying to discredit other readers as well. It's just, yeah. If you do not feel you can read for somebody, it is far better to say no than to do a bad or unintuned reading. At the end of the day, you choose your own way, your own ethics, based on your own morals, so you have to choose wisely. So, all that is this one part of a 2-page article that I wrote for this magazine. There's not an easy answer when it comes to what's the right way to go and what's the right thing to do. Like many readers, I've been offered opportunities that I've turned down because it will take me away from what I want to do. I enjoy the teaching side of it. I enjoy sharing the knowledge. I love reading. I do not want to be an entertainer reader. I do not want to be out there like that. The reason I want to self-publish books rather than have them published by someone else is that I want the right of control over making sure that my books go to the people that they can help, because that's what my life is about, finding the people that you can help. So it doesn't matter if a reader has 5 followers, 500 followers, or 5 million followers. It's about finding the right reader for you that is moral and ethical. Okay, I hope that makes sense. To the person that spoke to me about this, I hope that's helped make it a bit clearer for you. Don't anyone get upset trying to protect me or my reputation. I've been in this business for nearly 40 years, and you don't do that if you're no good. And most people don't know what I've done or where I've been or who I've read for, and I like it like that because I respect the confidentiality and the privacy of those people that I read for, and I'm not going to go public and name names. Okay, thanks guys, take care. Bye.